for you guys who are brand new and you're looking to set up your website, a couple of resources. When you log into the iFoundAgent, your admin for your website, one of the things you're going to see is this box that says go to our knowledge base. So view our knowledge base. So if you go to view our knowledge base, that takes you to our tutorials. And truth be told, there's a lot of older tutorials that are going to be, you'll find those on here. And the two I want to really direct you to are these two that are called Campaign Builder Part 1 and How to Build and Send a Campaign Part 2. This Part 1 is admin. You'll want to refer to this to set things up, to set you up for Part 2, which is all about the theory and setting up campaigns, etc. So I'll be covering both of these today, but if you get stuck, here's a place to go, Part 1 and Part 2 on our knowledge base. If you're on our website directly, you can come into support, mouse over support, and you'll see knowledge base, click that, and you'll land on this page. So the way to get there directly is from inside your website. A lot of agents email our support and ask for, hey, I haven't been to my website in a while. How do I log in? And the best way to remember how to log in is to go to your website. And scroll to the bottom. We have a link down at the very bottom that says Agent Login. And if you're logged in, it'll say Agent Log Out. If you're logged out, it'll say Agent Log In. So it's at the very bottom. That takes you to the login screen that asks for your username and password. I do recommend that you take the option for Remember Me. That way your system remembers you and you don't have to remember your username and password all the time. If you forget your password, your username is usually the email that you signed up with, or a username that we gave you that you still remember, and use that username in the request new password. You will get emailed a link, and it's going to have WordPress in it. It'll mention WordPress, might mention iFoundAgent, supported iFoundAgent, but it often ends up in your spam folder. So if you don't get the link right away, look in your spam folder and it'll typically be there. Okay, the first thing for admin that I want you to do is you're going to go into iFound settings and click into agent info. And you just want to review this briefly. Dale, so this is me coming down. You want to make sure that this is filled out as much as you want to fill it out. This stuff isn't displayed on your website directly. It's actually displayed in the code of your website, and it can help a little bit with search engine placement and getting you found in Google. So fill this out, all the asterisk names. I don't actually have a business name. I could put Dale here. Dale Stauffer. I will just leave it like that. And then put in your SMS phone number. Actually, you don't, put in your SMS phone number and your agent MLS ID. Your broker logo should already be filled out. And that's as far as I'm going to take you, because some of these options down here are for some of our advanced themes and our upgraded themes. And this is a privacy policy that I have associated with my website, but this isn't something that we necessarily give away to everybody. So then once you get to the bottom and you're done editing this, just click Save Changes. The thing I want you to look at is campaign criteria under iFound settings. So come down to campaign criteria. And then you're going to land on a screen that looks like this, or it's going to look like this. And what you want to do is, if it looks like this and you have a Mac keyboard, you want to hit Command minus a couple of times. And then if you're on a PC or a Windows base, you want to hit, I think it's Control minus, and that'll make it so that you have two columns like this. So on the left, this is your MLS criteria directly from, in the Phoenix market, this is all from ARMLS. If you're in a different market, this is from your specific MLS. This is what's available in the campaign builder, which you're here to learn about. And I have mine set up for homeowners. That's the biggest and highest and best use of our system, is using this with homeowners. What I do is I set up my main criteria for listing status first, days back close second, and radius pin drop third. And all you do is you left click with your mouse, drag and drop and move them. So some of you may find them down here. Some of you may find radius pin drop at the end, just drag and drop it up. And then some of you may find the pin drop radius at the very bottom of this gold or rust color column. You just want to click and drag it and drop it up here. So my recommendation, at least for this class, put these in this order. And once you've got this set up in this, or whatever way you want it set up, just come down here, click Save Criteria. Next thing I want you to do is go to Contact Manager, Settings.
Can I ask a quick question? Do you just do you custom that for each potential client?
What's that?
Do you custom that for each potential client, or each? Is that for each person? Like you have 4 buyers, you're going to do that differently for each of them, or if you have a seller, it's going to be different.
You're going to build different searches, but the way, so what I just covered was campaign criteria and how that looks in your search, in your campaign builder.
Okay.
So this is my main criteria. This is additional criteria. And it's really, you want to set it up for the way you're going to use the campaign builder the most.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you.
You can use it to create, either way, you can use it to create buyer and seller based searches. I just have mine set up for seller based or homeowner based because that's how I use my website 99% of the time. So I do have sellers in my site that are getting campaigns from me, but most of the work I do on my site is for homeowners.
Okay.
All right. And if there's anyone on the call listening to Theory, people talk about Zillow, and people, every homeowner, if they see a listing sign in their neighborhood, where do they go look it up? Where do they go look up the value? They're going to Zillow.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the realtor sold them that house doesn't stay in touch with them in a way that keeps them memorable to them.
Right.
Quite honestly, right? Or they don't stay in touch at all. Or they're sending a newsletter or something but it doesn't keep the real estate agent that sold them that house top of mind, especially when they see listing signs. So a big part of what we talk about at iFoundAgent is, if you think about Zillow and you go to the Zillow search. So if we go look at Zillow, Zillow.com, the very first thing they say is enter an address. Why do you think that is? It's because people are coming here looking up listing signs. They're looking up maybe a neighbor property, but they're looking up a specific property, and then they're doing other types of searches. But the very first thing that comes up with their search is enter an address. It's not enter a city, right? So yeah, that may be semantically what you're thinking. One of the biggest things that homeowners come to Zillow and why and when is when they see listing signs in their neighborhood. What we're doing with our campaign builder is I'm setting this up for me to be most efficient and setting up campaigns for homeowners. Okay, so that's why mine's set up this way, and that's why I teach setting it up this way. but you're free to set it up any way you want. So the next thing, we just did campaign manager. You can also do search criteria the same way. What that shows up as, you can actually change a little bit of your quick search. And then the other thing you can do is change your advanced search. So you can change the way this criteria looks. So if I go to my iFound settings search criteria, city, price, BAS, city, price, BAS. Let's say I wanted to do price first. So I switch that, change this, go back, refresh. Now I have price first. So this iFound settings search criteria lets you customize what the consumer can search for and how and what order they see things. So I can do that there, and I can also change it on the quick search. With the quick search though, we only give you so many options. It's not a lot of searching you can do in the quick search. There's a link in the quick search that says more options that takes you to the advanced search where you can set that up any way you want. I use house number as a text search. So if they're in front of 1124 West, Vera Lane, they can type in 1124 in the city of Tempe and search and pull up any listings like that. Next, I want you to go to Contact Manager settings. If you come into here, you want to just check, is this your name? Is this your email? If you're using a Yahoo email address, change it to something else. I don't care what it is, just get rid of Yahoo. If you gotta get another email address, because that's the only one you have, go get something else, get a GoDaddy one, or sorry, go get a Gmail one, something, and stick that in here. You want to change that because Yahoo's gotten really difficult with filtering and spamming, and other website or mail providers have like, in some senses, if you're coming in, and this is all related to emailing out of your website. If you come in here for the first time, this is going to be blank and this will be unchecked. So you just want to put in your phone number and just put it in with no hyphens or anything. And then SMS Opt-In, you're checking this because you're going to be consenting to the system sending you texts about website activity. So we're actually texting you when people visit your website, so that now you have a text notification as well as an email notification. So we rolled this out, or we've rolled this capability out. So this will give you two ways of getting notified when people visit your website. And then you just want to check, does header default header, footer default footer, signature default signature, save search notification, blah, blah, blah. Make sure these all match. Often this homeowner campaign doesn't select to homeowner campaign. Sometimes it comes in this way. Just change it to homeowner campaign. Real estate post category. Make sure campaign post author is you. Hit the down arrow, select you. Time of day, if you're just setting this up, you're probably going to have no report scheduled. You may have a report scheduled. I set mine up for about 8 o'clock every morning. And you may have this defaulted at 30, maybe 0 or blank. I have mine set at 50. And what this shows me is the last 50 events that have happened with my website. And they get emailed to you every morning. Enable instant activity notifications. You want to check this. So what this does is it sends you notifications when someone visits your website, when they visit, an instant notification, which is like a new listing or a new sold listing. We send those out immediately. And and when somebody visits your website, you get notified of all of that stuff instantly. And then do not check this one, enable instant update admin notifications. This will send you email for every new listing that your contacts are set up to get. This will blast you with emails, so take this out. Don't check that. And then at the bottom, just click Save Changes. Next, you want to slide over here to email templates. So go into email templates, and you're going to get a list something like mine. Mine has a little bit more in it. You should see default signature, and you want to mouse over it. Edit will pop up, and you'll end up in here. Setting this up the first time, you probably have respectfully, and in curly brackets, agent name, curly brackets, mobile phone. That's probably what you have. My recommendation, or the recommendation we have for you, is hand type all this out and don't rely on the curly brackets. Like, actually type out what you want it to say. If you want a single space, because this is a double space and this whole thing's geared towards double spacing. If you want a single space, so let's say I want to put a respectfully yours, and I want to sign my name again. So if I just hit my return key, it gives me a double space. I want a single space. So if I go back and I hit Shift Enter, it gives me a single space. So Shift Enter, single space, Enter gives me 2 spaces or a double space.
Hey, Dale,
Yes.
I'm trying to upload my PDF email signature that I use on Outlook. How easy is it to do that? Because I'm just getting a link now.
You have to do it as a JPEG.
Okay.
So do it as a screenshot. I'm going to give you some advice though.
Okay.
Type it out. Depart just a little bit from your PDF. Is your PDF, the problem with doing that kind of a signature, even though it's branded, I get it. The problem with that is in a lot of cases, it's not clickable.
What parts?
They have, what's that?
What part are you saying is not clickable?
The phone number, the email address.
Got it.
So if you're sending out a PDF or you're sending out a JPEG and it's branded, it looks nice, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you think about getting it from somebody, and now I have to translate that mobile phone number because it's not clickable. So now as a user, I gotta look at the number, and my memory ain't that great. Sometimes I have to go back once or 2 or 3 times to remember, okay, I got the 480 part, but the 379, all right, I got that. And then I get over there, I was like, wait, was that 369, 370? You know what I'm saying? So you're making them work to communicate with you.
Okay.
It's up to you. Same with email. So when I publish this stuff is clickable. And in some cases it's like if I click on this, my phone asks me, do you want to email or do you want to call? But with a JPEG or a PDF, if it's not clickable, it's a picture, and now they have to extract out and go back and forth to email you or call you. And maybe that's not a big deal to you, but from a usability, it could slow somebody down in terms of communicating with you.
Sure.
So my advice for what you're doing on here, just tap it out. All right, I'm going to move on. Oh, if you're going to put a picture in, the way you do it is, okay, I want to put my picture in. All right. So I go up to add media. And if your picture's already in here, it'll be in the media library. And you just go click it and then come down into here. I left justify it. And WordPress is going to pick the medium size. And then you just click insert in a page. And there it is. To me, that's a little big. So if you left click once, just left click on it, it'll give you this little box with these little arrows, or sorry, these little mini boxes. Just click and drag and make it smaller to the size you want it to be. That's how you get an image in there. If you don't have an image already in there, then you have to upload files either drag it in off your computer or select, go find it and select it. Okay. And then insert it in the page. Once you have this done the way you want it, then you just click update template. You can also add a new signature. Say you wanted to do a buyer signature and a seller signature. Maybe you have 2 different styles and 2 different messages. You can add a new one. You just want to make sure you make this an email template type signature, because the system uses this. And right now I'm using it as default signature. So you'll see in a little bit when we build a campaign that it's looking for this signature. And I have another signature set up, so I'll show you what that looks like. But you want to make sure as an email template type, it's checked as signature. And then you just hit update template. And this saves itself. Go back into email templates. And the next one you want to look for is homeowner campaign. Mine's on the next page. So there's mine. So mouse over it again, click edit. And I have mine set up slightly different thing than what you guys have or what's defaulted with the system. So I have mine contact first name, yours probably set up that way. I put a comma in and I got rid of the capital H, made it smaller just so it was better grammatics. And then I put a merge tag in here. Again, I'm all about efficiency. So I put a merge tag in here for their street name. And the way you get that merge tag is you just come in here and look for contact street name. So if I put my mouse up here and I do contact street name, it puts it down here. And then I just copy it, cut it, and then I just paste it in there like that. So why I do this is I am sending them an email. I don't want to get deleted. I want to do the most I can do to get past their knee-jerk delete. We all have knee-jerk deletes now. Like we just delete. And I want to make sure I say the right things as best I can to get them to stop and look at me, look at my email. So I put in their first name, here is and then I put in their street name, because that's the easiest one I have access to. I don't necessarily have their subdivision name, but I put something in here beyond monthly neighborhood update. The street name is something they recognize and know. So, okay, I got something more personal to them. And then at the very end, you guys, if you're setting this up brand new, you're going to have in curly brackets agent name. I would highlight that out and just put your name in. And then down here, this is a template. So this is the starting point for every campaign you're going to build. This should be timeless. Okay, when you send out an email with our campaign builder, the same email goes out every month. So one of the errors that I see agents using our system is they'll sometimes say, hey, hi, it's blah, 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 and I met you at the open house this weekend. Here's your neighborhood report, or here's your nosy neighbor report or something. Well, that's not a timeless message because it'll go out the same way every month unless you change it. And the point of this isn't to be changing things. It's to send something out regularly, like a CRM, that you don't have to mess with, so it's automated, but that is timeless. So, you know, how many times do I have to tell them be on the lookout? Well, if they don't look at this, but every few months, I might have to remind them. But this is fairly timeless. So here's your monthly market update, blah, 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 blah. And this comes defaulted to you this way. Some of you may not have this listings and alert link. What this sets up is an email for the campaign that goes out. If you have listings in here and you have this alert link, what it does is the alert link is the link that they click from their email that brings them to your website. So you want to make sure that stays there. This listings curly bracket, this show when they get the email and that listings is there, that's going to show the first 5 properties in the search that they can see in their email. So it'll give them a picture, beds, bath, square footage, price, and there will be a list of 5. And then if there's more than 5, there's going to be some language in there that says this is 5 of 13 listings. To see the full list, click the link again. So this link will be view now. It says view now. Okay, right here. That's what the link says. You can't change that verbiage on that link. We don't have it set up for you to do that at this point. So this alert link is the link that brings them to your site to see the full search that we're going to set up in the campaign builder. And this is just a sampling of the first 5 results if you have a campaign that's got more than 5 results set up. So you can change this, edit this, make it say what you want. Just make sure it's timeless. And I have mine set up for content and search campaign. And then you just want to hit update template when you're done editing this. And if you go back to email templates, you can go back into here and edit any of this that you want, or you can add new templates to do new things. Like there's a buyer's template right here, buyer search template. You can go edit that one on your own. We're not going to spend the time to edit this one. But again, oh, by the way, this alert link and listings, they are merge tags, listings, and there's alert link. So those are also merge tags that are in there, okay? For the email templates, for the homeowner campaign, the buyer search template, notice I don't have a signature. It's because when we build a campaign, the system grabs your header, grabs the content, which is this email template, and it puts in the signature, and it puts in the footer. So there's 4 parts that build the email that goes out to the customer. You don't have to fiddle with any of that once you go through and set up your admin the first time. Okay, so that is how you edit email templates for the buyer search template and the homeowner campaign template and your default signature. The last one I'm going to talk about is the default header. The default header is this one. This goes, so the default header, the default signature, and the footer, those go out on every email that leaves your system to a contact, no matter whether they're a buyer or seller. It's a monthly campaign, a weekly campaign, or an instant update for new listings and sold listings. This default header goes out for everything, and it's always the same thing every time it goes out. So if you're picking up what I'm talking about here, this message you can change anytime, and it'll change the top of the web or top of the email in the content area of what's getting sent out. So for example, let's say this is Memorial Day in May, or Happy Mother's Day. So I'm going to change this to say Happy Mother's Day. Well, actually, I'm going to change this a little bit. For you moms, Happy Mother's Day. Oops. And that's all I'm going to say. So for the next 5 days, I'm going to start sending out every email that goes out of my website. It's going to have this message, Happy Mother's Day. Then on Monday, I got to come in and change this because Mother's Day is over, and I could change this to something else. So I'm just going to hit update template. So that's how you use the default header to do different types of messages if you want to do something. for a little while, I was saying for questions about properties, call me. To learn how to compete as a cash buyer, call me. And I'll tell you how or whatever. So I had other messages. I put in happy holidays, happy New Year, happy Super Bowl. I've done happy Valentine's Day. I've done all kinds of messages in here. So I'm just active with changing this messaging out on the default header.
So Dale, on the default header, that will go on even your other emails? Like, or do you have to, like, if you knew that you had somebody on the, what's closed in your neighborhood campaign, and you wanted this month for it to say, for you moms, happy Mother's Day. If you add it to this default, does it automatically go on those, or do you have to update that?
It goes on everything.
On everything. Okay.
Yeah, there's like, if I'm sending this to a guy, it goes to him too.
Okay. That makes
Right.
sense.
And
Thank
it goes
you.
on the instant updates. It goes on the homeowner campaigns. It goes on the buyer campaigns. It goes on every single thing. So
Gotcha.
you just got to be careful how you word it and what you say. So that's why I'm saying for you moms, happy Mother's Day. So now I'm covering, well, dads, you get your turn. And moms, this one's yours. If you're using the drip campaign system, it goes out on those emails as well. So it's the search campaign and the drip campaigns. It goes out on drip campaigns that are in this drip system as well. We've completed the admin setup at this point.